everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our webinar, Unlock the Vegan Beauty Market. I'm Katie. I'm the B2B Marketing Officer here at the Vegan Society. And today I'm going to be joined by Chloe and Caroline, two of our vegan beauty experts. And also Ben from MSL will be joining us to talk a bit about vegan testing. But before we begin today, I just want to go over a few housekeeping bits and pieces. So just so you know, the webinar is being recorded today, and a copy of the recording is going to be made available to you after today's session. So you'll get a slide deck, white paper, and your MSL one-pager are all available to you in the handout. So you can download those right now. That's including our brand new white paper, Unlock the Vegan Beauty Market, Leave Animals Out of Cosmetics. Your video and audio is going to be off for the duration of the webinar, but we will be ending today's session with a little Q&A. So if you've got any questions at all, just pop them in the questions box and we'll answer them at the end of today's session. If we run out of time, then we'll answer your questions directly to you after the session. So any questions about anything at all, just pop them in there and we'll make sure we answer those for you. So just to go over a little bit what we're going to go over today. So Chloe's going to start going over the rise of vegan beauty, looking into what the vegan beauty market's looking like at the moment, what makes a vegan product and what the consumers are looking for. And then Ben is going to be joining us to talk about vegan lab testing, what it is, how it works, what options are available for you. And then Chloe and Caroline will be joining us for the third session to talk about our vegan certification and the vegan trademark. So with that, I'm going to hand over to Chloe to start today's session for you.
Thanks, Katie. So I'll just introduce myself a little bit. My name's Chloe. I've been working for the Vegan Society for just over a year now. I became vegan 3 years ago because I love animals. I started looking into the animal agriculture industry and I just haven't looked back since. So I've got a background in beauty. I was a beauty therapist and a makeup artist. And now my job role encompasses both of my passions, which is cosmetics and veganism. So here at the Vegan Society, I help brands optimise their vegan status of their cosmetic products using the vegan trademark. So I'll just give a brief history of who the Vegan Society is for anyone who's not too familiar with us. We were established in 1944 by a man called Donald Watson. At the time, he was an ethical vegetarian. He saw the ethical compromises of the dairy and eggs industry, and he coined the term vegan. So the word vegan was established by the Vegan Society back in the 1940s in the UK. Since then, we've established the vegan trademark in 1990 to help improve product labelling. So using our trademark helps consumers identify vegan products a lot easier. From a personal standpoint, that's definitely true. I know going vegan 3 years ago, walking into a shop or even shopping online, it can be quite daunting, especially with cosmetic products. Looking through the ingredients, a lot of the ingredients can seem a bit unfamiliar and it's not always clear cut. So we're the most trusted and recognised vegan verification. We've got an extensive team of experts that make sure the checking process is done thoroughly and to the highest standard. And we're currently the most trusted and recognised vegan verification, as well as being the original one. So we have over 60,000 products registered and we're present in 80 countries, which means the trademark is global. So there's no limitations on where you can use it. 96% of vegans and non-vegans look for third-party vegan verification. So it's not just vegans that find use of the vegan trademark. The stamp of approval can really assist friends and family looking to buy vegan products for vegan loved ones, or even if they just want to make a vegan purchase themselves. Lovely. So the vegan beauty market is the largest and fastest growing segment of the vegan economy. Conscious beauty trends and the public's negative perception of animal testing, as well as more awareness of sustainability, have been driving the growth behind vegan beauty all over the world over the past 3 years. So laws banning animal testing for cosmetics being passed across the globe in recent years really shows a shift in mindset into a positive direction. So at the Vegan Society, we have seen that despite what may look like an overcrowded market, consumers are still demanding more from vegan cosmetics and toiletries. I think one of the main issues that it's growing so vastly is due to social media. We have access now to so much more information than we did previously. We know what is involved in animal testing, we know who animal tests, we know what brands don't animal test, and also we know how our daily choices affect sustainability too. So there are an estimated 79 million vegans globally, and that's growing year on year. 56% of British women are buying vegan cosmetics currently, despite only a third of those being vegan themselves. So the vegan cosmetics market is currently set to be worth around $15 billion. So by 2027, it's set to be valued $21.4 billion. That's an increase of around 5.9% per year on average. 84% of the UK would not buy cosmetics if they knew it had been tested on animals. And I think that's because we are a nation of animal lovers. So if we can make a choice that's accessible and convenient, that doesn't harm animals, most people would want to do that. And lastly, 89.1% of the US think third-party certification is important for cosmetics. So it's clearly a global consensus there. Okay, so we did a report on the UK beauty industry in 2021. We found that the demographic demand in the most products were females aged 45 plus, and 71.4% wanted to see more vegan options across all cosmetic products. However, we have seen the demand through all the demographics as well. So publicly declaring the company's ethical values as part of your brand story can be a great way to connect with customers and build brand awareness. Show them that you want to make positive changes. Some of our vegan trademark holders are leading the way in the industry, fighting against animal testing and garnering attention across the world whilst doing so. Lush and The Body Shop are two great examples, and any pictures within the presentation are products that are actually registered by us as well. And lastly, for this slide, people want a more ethical world. Producing and buying vegan cosmetics is a step in the right direction. I think most humans are inherently compassionate, and if we can make positive changes to our day-to-day purchases, it's something people would like to do. Okay, so what is a vegan beauty product? A vegan product is one that has not included any animals or their byproducts in its ingredients or development. And by the Vegan Society standards, it must not have been tested on animals either. So at the Vegan Society, we understand the word animal to refer to the entire animal kingdom, which is all vertebrates and all multicellular invertebrates. Vegan products give consumers the confidence and reassurance that what they're buying is void of bad animal suffering and can be more sustainable. So many commonly used ingredients are derived from animals that aren't widely known to the public. These include collagen taken from bones, skin, ligaments and tissues of cows, lanolin from sheep wool, and retinol, which is sourced from multiple animals. The Vegan Society did actually ask a panel of 1,000 people to identify some commonly used animal-derived ingredients in cosmetics, and only 2.6% selected correctly. And I can completely sympathise with that. I think prior to joining the Vegan Society, I may not have got many right either. Okay, so you've got a bit of an infographic here. 59.5% of UK consumers find the term vegan more appealing than cruelty-free when shopping for cosmetics and toiletries. So I'll just give a brief description of cruelty-free and vegan. So when a product is cruelty-free, it means that there's been no animal testing through the development or manufacture of the product. When a product is vegan, it means it contains no animal-derived ingredients, and by the Vegan Society standard, it has not been tested on animals. So cruelty-free doesn't always mean a product is vegan. So cruelty-free doesn't always mean a product is vegan. However, when a product is certified with a vegan trademark, it does mean that it contains no animal ingredients and it also has not been tested on animals. So a lot of brands do like to get both certifications, but if you were to choose the vegan trademark, it's not essential to get both because it encompasses the no animal testing and no animal derived ingredients in one stamp of approval. Okay, so what do consumers want from a vegan beauty product? Veganism simply means to exclude suffering and cruelty to animals as far as practically possible. So for the Vegan Society, it's more than practicable and possible to create vegan products nowadays, fortunately. Our 2021 UK Beauty Report shows that consumers want to see vegan cosmetics and toiletries across the board, but the largest demand is actually for hair care products and vegan makeup. So general consensus is that people would like to avoid questionable ingredients. If you wouldn't eat these ingredients, why would you want them on your skin, in your hair, in your body to be absorbed? Especially when people find out what they are, they tend to be a little bit put off. So last point for this one, sustainability is big and rightly so. So most vegan cosmetics are made with more natural ingredients and fewer synthetic chemicals. Reason being, the synthetic chemicals are normally the component that requires testing. So a lot of brands just decide to not use synthetic chemicals. When synthetic chemicals enter waterways, they can be harmful to wildlife, sea life, and the general environment. So, of course, having a vegan cosmetic within your line, within your line doesn't necessarily mean it is sustainable completely, but it definitely helps towards your sustainability claims, and it shows that you're moving in the right direction.
Thank you for that, Chloe. We'll speak to Chloe a little bit later on when she comes back to talk to us a bit more about vegan testing. So I'll introduce now Ben from MSL, who's going to talk through some of the vegan testing with you guys.
Thank you very much, Katie. My name's Ben, so I'm the technical manager at MSL and also the head of the reassure product, and I basically go over the development of it and where we're going. So I'm going to go through basically the how, the why, and the what, and then what your options are. So next slide, please. Yep. So what is reassure testing? So reassure testing is the world's first alternative to traditional microbiological testing. We'll go into more detail on what that actually means in a few slides, but essentially it covers the batch testing, any new product development stage testing, and also environmental testing. It's an opportunity for brands that are making vegan claims, or even those that are not there yet, to opt for a vegan testing instead, and that gives them a 360 approach. So those that have the vegan formulated claim, and they can also have a vegan tested claim, meaning that essentially their entire product is vegan at that point. In terms of the quality, so reassure, the methods, they're validated to ISO 17025, which via UCAS, which ensures the quality of the results you're getting. And then we've also registered with the Vegan Society. And I think, as Chloe mentioned before, that gives that trust and the guarantee that our standards of the testing and the media meet the vegan ethos, essentially. Next slide, please. So why is reassure actually necessary? So in the EU in particular, but globally, there are 2 microbiological tests that pretty much have to be done on every cosmetic product. So batch testing has to be done about 99% of products. There's a very small window where they don't have to do that testing, but that's what you do before you release the product to the market. And then the preservative efficacy testing, that's on about 90% of products, and that's done as a one-time test, and it's done at the new product development stage of the product development. Environmental testing is something that a lot of manufacturers will do, and that's to make sure that there's no microbiological contamination occurring through the actual manufacture of the product. And then what's really important to know is that the media that's used within these tests traditionally, so they're not vegan themselves. So they contain typically like enzymes from derived from animals. So a common one would be pancreatic enzymes that are derived from cows. They're typically linked to abattoirs as well. There's milk proteins, and then there's animal peptones. And again, as Chloe's already mentioned that veganism isn't necessarily about just the food you eat, but it's about the overall impact on the animal kingdom itself, and that's what the Vegan Society is always checking. Next slide, please. So in terms of how it works, what we did is in 2018, we made many formulas and then narrowed them down one by one based on efficacy, based on cost, and we essentially replaced all of the animal-derived ingredients using either plant or synthetic alternatives. So one example would be pea protein you can use instead of an animal peptone. What we do as well to go above and beyond is we always check the batches when we've made the finished media. We always take a sample and we always test that as for animal DNA as well. We're confident in our sources, but we always want to do that extra level of checking. So in terms of the testing that we do in our lab, so I don't think there exists an actual completely vegan testing lab, although that's something that MSL will look at as the market grows and that there's enough demand for it. But because we have to have non-vegan and vegan testing, what we were concerned about was cross-contamination. So when the Vegan Society came to audit us, we got to demonstrate that we always have separate glassware, we have separate equipment, separate pipettes that will never ever come into contact with something that is related to a non-vegan product. We also separate our testing by time and space, so we will never test a non-vegan product at the same time as testing a vegan product, and we'll never use the same even area of the lab to test both as well. So what's the really important take home is that standards don't specify what media you have to use for a test. There's a lot of validation that goes into every test that you do anyway. So you can do vegan shore testing. As I mentioned, it's already accredited to ISO 17025 via UCAS, but there's no deviation to the method. So you can do an ISO method, which is the one we typically do. You're still going to get the same results. You're still going to have, it's still going to take the same amount of time. It's pretty much the same price, to be honest with you. The only difference is that it's just vegan. So next slide, please. So in terms of your options when it comes to testing, so this was a very brief overview. I could go on for hours about it, if I'm being honest, but I'll spare you with that. But the first option is for those that outsource their testing. So typically, it's a lot of brands, to be honest with you, that outsource their testing. What we've done is we've made sure that vegan shore testing is competitively priced. And I mean against traditional media, because one thing I have noticed is that vegan products tend to have a premium on them. We wanted to stay away from that because really we wanted to make it accessible. So it's an ethically based decision as opposed to an economically based decision. I think in today's time as well, the hard times ahead, you know, that's quite a good decision. Then vegan testing, it is becoming more available. So whilst MSL has vegan shore, I think it's only fair to mention that there are other testing houses that do offer vegan testing. Now, I'm aware of 2 others at least, and I'm aware of, I think, 4 others that are in development at the moment. So it's actually a really good thing, because as it grows, more awareness comes, and that means that more people are able to benefit from the testing that we've pioneered, essentially. For those who do the internal testing, what we've done is we've developed over the last 2 years since COVID, the actual media itself to make it available for purchase. And that means that we give the opportunity for those who do testing in-house and they don't want to outsource it, or there's R&D labs, for example, they can purchase the media from us. Again, the media is registered with the Vegan Society itself, and then you can do your own testing in-house. So it's not about monopolizing it necessarily, but it's about making it fully accessible to everybody. That's everything for my side. If you do want to get in touch, then you've got my details.
Thank you for that, Ben. That was really useful. Ben will be joining us again for the Q&A session at the end of the day. So if you've got any questions, pop them in there. And also make sure you check out the handout as well that Ben provided to us.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so now we're going to move on to the next section, which is all about a vegan certification. So I'm going to welcome back Chloe and also introduce you to Caroline, who is one of our vegan experts here today. And they'll be going through all of the vegan certification for you.
Thanks, Katie. Okay, so there is no legal definition of vegan, and the term is not specifically regulated under the EU Cosmetics Products Regulation. However, the regulations do state that claims of a product's vegan status cannot be misleading and must be substantiated. So just because a brand may self-certify as vegan, it doesn't mean that it will marry up with the standards of the trademark. So this is why it can be a little bit confusing without third-party verification. Cosmetics and toiletries is our largest product category and make up 45% of all our registrations. So it really shows that demand's there, it reflects of the market right now. Also, I just want to highlight that sometimes it can happen where a brand may think that their product is vegan, but once we start checking, we may find a non-vegan component, and that's where we would step in to assist you. So we're here to advise you if you need it to help reformulating. We've got a massive team of experts that can assist you with that too. On the slide, thank you. On the slide, you can see some of our amazing trademark holders who are leading the way in the vegan cosmetics and toiletries industry as well. Thank you. Okay, so why register your vegan products? Got a few points here that I think are important. 90.8% of UK shoppers thought it was important for brands to have their vegan products certified by a third party. Again, it's just giving customers that reassurance and that confidence that what they're buying is vegan without having to check through the ingredients and search online. Peace of mind that your products are being checked by experts. So not only does it benefit the consumer, it benefits you as a brand because you can now shout about the fact that your products are vegan with confidence. Show your customers that you're ethically aware and you want to make a step into the right direction. Be part of a rapidly growing market, huge opportunities. There are huge opportunities to maximize sales. Opportunities are endless there, really. So the vegan trademark is transparent and trusted, being the original and first and trademark. Consumers can ensure that they are buying an entirely vegan product without going through all the ingredients. It reduces the need to get other certifications. Like I said previously, it's not essential. If you have the vegan trademark, it's not essential you get other certifications that imply it's cruelty-free because it's already as part of our standards. And like I said before, it makes it a lot easier for non-vegan family and friends. And lastly, why not? Why not be part of an expanding movement that wants to impact positively on the world? Thank you. I think it's over to Caroline now.
Yeah, thanks, Chloe. Hi, everyone. So as Chloe said earlier, we do have a set of standards that products need to meet to use the trademark. So these are shown here. The first one we'll look at is no animal testing. So that is that the development and/or manufacture of the product and its ingredients must not involve or have involved testing of any sort on animals conducted at the initiative of the company or on its behalf or by parties over who the company has effective control. The standard that we've got on here is no animal ingredients, and that is that the manufacture and or development of the product and its ingredients must not have involved the use of any animal product, byproduct or derivative. And then finally, our third standard on here is cross-contamination, and that the cross-contamination should be managed, and we're going to have a little look at that in more detail on the next slide. So in terms of cross-contamination, any potential cross-contamination with animal-derived ingredients must be prevented as far as is practical and possible. And as a minimum, dishes and utensils must be thoroughly cleaned down prior to being used for a vegan production line. We would expect that you would be aware of the risk of cross-contamination from non-vegan sources in the production area and to take all reasonable practical steps to eliminate this. And I know Ben touched on this a little bit earlier, talking about the audit that we did and looking at how at MSL they've made some of those steps or put those in place so that you know, the cross-contamination is minimised as far as is possible. And then we'd look at if producing a non-vegan line as well, we'd strongly recommend running the vegan line first. Okay, so it's just a bit of information here about what we might be looking for in our ingredient checks. So when we're checking your product, we'll be looking to ensure that the ingredients, the raw materials and manufacture and production have not used any animal-derived ingredients. We'll need to know about all of your ingredients, and that will be including but not necessarily limited to some of the things that we've got listed here today. So looking at creams and pastes, enzymes, extracts, xanthan and gellan gums, oils, flavourings, colourings and powders. So we do know that some of these ingredients can be animal derived or can use animal derived ingredients in their production. And we'll be looking out for things such as animal derived substrates and processing aids, and things like animal derived pigments, for example, if we're looking at colourings. So in terms of getting in touch with us, if you wanted to go ahead with registering your products with the vegan trademark, or if you've just got a few further queries you're interested in, you just want to find out a little bit more, you can contact us via our website. And that's at the link here, so vegansociety.com/the vegan trademark. And there's a get in touch section where you will be taken to a web form. That web form comes straight through to our sales team, and Chloe will be picking that up. So if you've got any queries for Chloe, if you're interested in maybe taking it forward, you can contact us via that. The other way that you can get in touch is to contact Chloe direct. So that's chloe.martin@vegansociety.com. And Chloe will get straight back in touch with you to answer your questions or start the process. So once you've made contact, I'm just going to go through now the next steps of what will happen, just so that you've got a bit of an idea of the process that you might need to go through if you were interested. So once you've made contact with Chloe will get back in touch and we'll have a few questions for you. And that's just so that we can generate a quote for you. So we'll be asking a few questions like how many products you'll be looking to register, what type of products that will be, and what length you'd like your license to be. So that can be either 12, 24 or 36 months. Once we've got a little bit more information from you, we'll generate you a quote. And then following this, if you're happy and want to go ahead, we'll ask you to complete and sign some paperwork for the quote, that's agreeing to the quote, and then just filling in a really short application form. Once we've got all of that returned, your application will then be assigned to an account manager, and they'll take it forward with the next steps of the process. So in terms of what those next steps look like, so once you're assigned to an account manager, you'll receive an email, and that will go through for you all of the next steps that you'll need to go through, and it'll attach all of the documents that you need to complete for us. So it will give you a little bit of information about who your account manager is, how you can get in touch with them, and they'll be here to assist you through every step of the process from then on. Following that, we'll also ask you to sign our brand owner declarations, and that's a declaration that asks you to sign up to the standards that we went through earlier. So following that, the next steps will be for your account manager to start reviewing your products and checking the ingredients. So to do this, we will need you to complete our product registration form. This is a chance for us to learn a little bit more about your products and their ingredients. And we may need to ask you for a little bit more detail on the ingredients if it's not covered in the information that you've already provided to us. But we'll go through that when you've submitted that to us. We'll go through all of the ingredients and we'll let you know if there's anything else that we need, and we'll come back to you and support you and guide you through that whole process. Thanks, Katie. And then finally, once we've confirmed that your products meet our standards, we can proceed to finalising your application. And this will involve signing a licence agreement. You will receive a copy of the licence agreement quite early on in the process, so you will have time to check it out, send it off to anyone who might need to review it, and you can ask us any questions as we're going through the process about that if you've got any questions on that. We will also send you your product list, and that confirms to you which products you've got registered with us, and those are the products that you'll be able to use the trademark on. And then finally, once we've got the license agreement back and signed, we'll send your certificate and artwork, and you'll be free to start using the trademark on your registered products. So there are just a few things we will need in order to review your products. So we thought we'd just go through a few of those things that can just make the process a little bit easier for everyone. So in order to ensure the products meet our standards, we do need a little bit of information on the ingredients. So things that can really help us with that is supporting technical data sheets. They can often have a lot of the information that we need, so they can be really helpful if you are able to provide those to us. Equally, being able to track through the supply chain can be really important, so having that good relationship with your suppliers can really help. We do also need to have the full formulation, and that's so that we can check the product and its ingredients in their entirety. And then finally, we will also need information on anything that's used in the manufacture of the ingredients as well. Okay, so I'm going to hand back to Chloe now just to talk about the next steps after that, and then we'll be moving to the question and answer section.
Thanks, Caroline. So there's various potential opportunities we can offer you once you are joined with us. So when you become a registered brand, there are marketing opportunities such as showcasing your products and brand on social media platforms such as LinkedIn and Instagram. We also work with a marketing survey platform called a Test. So if you did want to conduct any market research into the vegan market, we'd be more than happy to connect you with them. We also work with various partners such as RangeMe and Product Guru, who can broadcast your products to a wider audience as well. And that's along with the expert advice you'll receive through the duration of your term.
Hi, thank you everyone. I'll welcome back Ben now. We've got time for just a couple of questions before we end today's session. So the first question that I've got here is for Ben, and it's just to ask if you've got any examples of people that or brands that you've worked with in the past, or like any success stories from working with Vegansure that you're able to share with us, obviously.
Yeah, so I've not got permission to share brands specifically. However, I can say that they range from small range to blue chip. There's some obvious ones. Some of them may have been mentioned or featured in this presentation. But again, I'm not sure that I can actually say them. But what I would say in terms of success story, so in 2018, Vegansure comprised of 0% of our annual testing in the challenge department in particular. Last year, 2021, we closed out at 45% was Vegansure. So it's something that's definitely growing. It's something that's definitely picking up. And I think it's something that will continue to grow, because to be honest with you, there's no real reason to not switch to it. It's the same as non-vegan testing. So it's easy. But
Yeah,
I think
brilliant.
that's a success story.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Thank you, Ben. And I've got another one here for the guys on the vegan trademark team. So just wondering if you do a physical audit with your kind of check-in of the product and the production.
Do you want me to take
Yeah,
this
if you
one?
go for that one, Caroline.
Yeah, that's fine. So it's something that it's largely a paper-based audit. We do most we're doing is checking ingredients, looking at documents and things like that. So it's largely a paper-based audit. We do reserve the right to check, but it's not something that we do for every application.
Brilliant. And also, again, Caroline, how long does the process take when it comes to like when they reach you, when they first make contact with you, and kind of to the point that they can show off their certification on their product?
Yeah, so we say on average between 30 and 60 days. It does very much depend on how quickly we can get the information that we need from suppliers. But yeah, average 30 to 60 days, dependent on the complexity, number of products, and size of the submissions.
Brilliant. Thank you, guys. And that's all we've got time for in terms of questions for today. So thanks everyone for joining us. Make sure that you read through our latest white paper. I hope you enjoy it. If you've got any questions, want to contact the team at all, interested in either the vegan sure testing or interested in the vegan trademark, then you've got all of the contacts on the screen now, and this slide is in your slide deck as well, so you can have a look at it there. Look out for your emails and you can capture this recording again for you, and we'll hopefully see you next time.